Hi. Well, the exam now is over, so for any well-prepared student, I think this was a very fair paper. So from the very start, I think a lot of students who would have opened up the paper, and particularly maybe have gone to page 18 for the geology section, any anxiety or fears would have immediately evaporate, because one of their most hoped for topics, human impact on biomes, was there, and in a manner that they would have been familiar with. So I think anyone going for that would have got off to a very, very strong start if that was the first question that they did. So, but that would have put a lot of students in a very positive mind frame for the whole exam. So when we look then through the rest of the paper, there's part one questions, again, a very good, fair and balanced spread of questions. Some of them would have been familiar to students who would have prepared or looked back over previous exam papers. And again, they tested a range of skills from map reading, aerial photograph, physical geography knowledge, graph interpretation. So all of those have appeared on previous exams, so anybody who would have been practicing and looking at previous exams would I don't think would have had many challenges there. Now, the back to paper two, the big section of physical geography that so many students have put so much work into during 5th year and 6th year. Well, again, a very good spread of questions, very good choice of questions, and some of those popular and hope for questions would have appeared, such as landform development, with the emphasis on a deposition landform, human interaction with rock cycle, weathering. Those type of topics would have been very popular with students, and particularly in question 2, where the landform formation, the deposition landform, appeared with weathering as the two essays in that question. But there were, there were some challenges. For example, students that if they hadn't focused on them or prepared properly might have found questions such as in 1C, the question relating to isostasy, or in 3C, the question relating to folding and faulting. But overall, I think physical geography, hopefully most students would have been very happy with the choice that was there. And some of the more challenging questions, if they put any work into, they would have been able to overcome any issues relating to those. Now, a number of students who were doing regional geography, again, the question 4 would have been an ideal question for many students if for preparation. For example, the regional sketch map relating to an Irish region, the question on primary activity in a continental subcontinental region, again, I think would have been a very popular choice. The question 4C relating to European Union and the challenges, economic, social challenges, for example. Now, unless students had prepared for that, that could have caught some students off guard. But I think in regional, again, a good balance, a good spread of questions, and I think, and again, anyone who was done any good preparation would have found that section very fair. And then a section popular with students that I'm dealing with is the elective units, the human environment. Again, the A questions were very fair, the drawing of the aerial photograph sketch map, or the drawing of the graph, for example, or reading the graph. And then questions, for example, in question 10, B and C, some students might have been caught off guard maybe with urban planning strategies, because it's not the most regular of topics, but it has appeared on previous exams. And again, anyone who would have looked back over and gone through their topics and during their revision would have seen that have cropped up a few years before, and certainly was in the mix for this year. So it was there. I think a lot of students would have been far more comfortable with the question relating to migration impact on donor and receiver areas. In question 11B, for example, the question relating to central place theory was much hoped for, and again, so that then reflects sort of the overall paper itself, that there was a very good balance of hope for questions that students would have put a lot of work into, but there were challenges in each section with the mix of questions. But overall, I think a very fair paper.